Alrighty, welcome everyone to G Cubed, a guy, a gal, and a gay. I am your gay, Nick, and today we are doing a movie draft where I have come up with some movies, and me, Renee, and Cris are going to cast them in a draft-like format.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know actors, so this will be interesting.
That's where
I joked about just casting Airbud and everything like all week. It was great.
Which is why I'm going to explain our rules, which is you have a list of 8 roles for your movies. You cannot cast any dead actors or actresses, and you cannot cast any animals. We are going to take this semi-serious. And you don't have to go down the list. Like, you don't have to start at the first, then the second, then the third. You can cast any role at any time. If inspiration hits and you're like, oh, this one is perfect for my hero, boom, you can just grab them and throw them in, and then jump down to, like, the 7th on the list, whatever that may be.
So what you're saying is I can't pull a Becoming John Malkovich and have a scene entirely composed of John Malkovich.
That is correct.
Nope. I tried to do a being Airbud, and he wouldn't let me. He wouldn't let me have it.
I am the fun killer.
Right.
I am sorry.
You're gonna regret that no animals rule when we get to like Homeward Bound type movies.
Well, you know, if we have one of those types of movies, we might bend the rules slightly, but speaking of our movies, we did pre-select our movies beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 that were not selected, it was out of 5, were We Fought a Zoo.
I love that title so much still.
And Buckingham Malice.
Nice. Buckingham Malice is a good name.
So we're going to put those in the bin. We might pull those out later on if we decide to do this again. But Renee, what movie did you get?
I drew Tragedy, a Comedy.
All right, that is our romantic comedy. It focuses on tragedy. You do have a gender-specific one in the role of tragedy. That is a female, so you do have to put an actress there. Tragedy has moved to the big city. She is starting fresh, new job, new apartment. She's ready to go out there and meet the love of her life. But as with anyone that goes into a new city, you got to go through several fish before you find that perfect catch.
Goodness.
I love that you got the rom-com, by the way.
Ugh. Of course I did. It's the story of my life.
And Cris, you got
The Day the Earth Went Boom.
That is our action movie. Volcanoes all around the Ring of Fire, which is the Pacific Ocean, all the land masses around it, basically, for those that do not know. Mm-hmm. They're going off. It's causing worldwide earthquakes. The world is going kablooey, basically, and our intrepid hero and his little gathering are all trying to survive these various ecological disasters.
Got it.
Kablooey is one of the best words ever.
You know, and it's not used enough. That's why I made sure to slide it into that description there.
Fair enough.
You know, it'd be even better if instead of like the day the earth went boom, it's the day the earth went and then an explosion sound effect.
That'd be really hard to type, though, so we'll stick with boom. And then my film, I got the fantasy film, Caverns and Chimera, where an intrepid group of adventurers must fight an evil wizard to save the Lord of the Realm from his evil machinations.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I didn't want to be too complicated with these premises. Maybe later on I'll throw some hard ones at you, but for now, something short, sweet, to the point.
Fair enough.
All right, so I did kind of randomly sort, and Renee, you will be making the first selection. So what you'll need to do is tell us what role you're casting and who you're casting in that role and why.
Well, in your little synopsis of like going over the sort of blurb of my rom-com movie, you talked about like a girl going into the big city for the first time, and for some reason immediately an image of Blake Lively just popped into my head. So she gets to be my main character, Tragedy.
Good first choice. And why did she pop in your head?
Because she's all fresh-faced and young still, and she's good at playing teenagers, or young adults.
So I'd be like, I don't think she's getting a job in the big city. She's a teenager anymore.
Well, 19 maybe. But no, she definitely could play the part of like a young 20s ingenue coming up, whatever.
Alrighty, it's a good choice. Cris, which character are you going to cast first?
I'm gonna start with the hero. I kind of want to do something a little different, and I want to cast a female lead because female action stars are fucking cool.
That
Hell
they
yeah.
are.
I'm just kind of going through a list here, trying to find one because you mentioned the Ring of Fire, so we're looking at Pacific, right?
Yes.
So, you'll have to be patient with me because I'm not as up to date with like actors and actresses and things like that. So, oh man, that's such a good choice too. She'll be in it, but probably not this one.
I am so anticipating your selection.
Maggie Q. She is Hawaiian.
Maggie Q?
Yeah. So,
I don't have any idea who that is.
she was in Mission Impossible 3, Die Hard 4, the Divergent series. I think that's like a...
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the only one of those that I've seen.
Yeah. She
We need to
hasn't
get
done
you some
much
culture.
in big productions. So here you go. Here's a hopefully big action movie for you to star in. Go for it, Maggie. You got it.
Woo!
You got this.
Alrighty, so because I'm puckish in nature, I'm not going to cast my hero first. I'm going to cast my villain, the evil wizard, first.
I mean, you always got to have a good villain.
And this is where the puckishness comes in. My evil wizard, because he has a lot of practice at playing wizards, is going to be Daniel Radcliffe.
Nice.
I actually wouldn't mind seeing Daniel as a villain. Wasn't he a villain in a fairly recent movie?
So he played, what was that movie called? I'm going to have to look it up. Horns. He was in Horns as this guy who wasn't bad, but ended up becoming a demon? Am I remembering that right?
Sounds vaguely correct. I think the
That movie
horns
was
make
actually
people
really
just
good.
tell him bad things that they've done.
Right, they tell all their secrets to him, and like one day he wakes up and he's like growing horns out of his head, and like all of the darkness that's in people starts coming out. It was really cool, actually.
But I haven't seen
to
him
rewatch
play a
it.
pure villain, so this is his chance to ham it up, be evil, show Ray Fiennes like this is how you play an evil wizard.
I'm
I
down.
have
for
a
that.
hard time taking him like seriously as evil. Like I just imagine him being like a bumbly sort of wannabe evil wizard. Like that's where my brain goes.
Well, this is his chance to blow your mind with his acting abilities.
Sure, he can do what he wants. He's beautiful, so I'm not gonna restrict him. So.
All right, Renee, we are back to you. What character are you casting next?
I'm gonna cast the boss. I thought about making him a love interest, but I think that would be stretching things a little bit much, and it would probably off-put people with like the age difference. So I'm gonna make him the boss, and the boss is going to be Christopher Walken.
Nice.
Christopher Walken. As a love interest for Blake Lively, that is an interesting choice.
That's why he's not the love interest. Thought about going unorthodox with it.
I mean, this is your movie. You can do whatever you want.
We'll see. Maybe I'll pick something off the wall for the next ones.
All right.
So,
just because I'm curious now, what movie made you develop this crush on Christopher Walken that you would make him a love interest?
Excuse me, not a movie. It's a music video.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm going to say, aren't you?
It's weapon of choice.
It is.
So, random digression.
I just watched it recently, and it's wonderful.
I remember when that first came out, because I'm old and I was in high school at that point.
You are old.
Yeah. And everyone loved it. Like, everyone was going crazy for it. And I'm like, it is just Christopher Walken dancing around. Why is everyone in love with this so much? I did not understand. I still don't understand the appeal of that video.
Because the charisma is just mind-blowing. It's so beautiful, and it's beautiful in its simplicity. It is one person in one environment that does not change, doing one action, and it's perfect.
I just guess it doesn't tickle my fancy that way.
Well, it doesn't have to, because it tickles mine.
All right, Chris, you're up. What character are you casting next?
I am going to do the best friend character for the hero.
Alrighty.
I want Michelle Rodriguez.
All right.
I mean, she is a staple of the action movie, so...
Yeah, yep,
Truth.
exactly.
She's also such a badass.
She is
I
a
love
badass. I love her too.
I want her to be my best friend.
Most of the movies that I've watched with her in it, though, involve her dying. So to me, I know that's not the case for all the movies she's in, but to me, she kind of has that Sean Bean sort of stigma about her.
Yeah.
She does die a lot.
She really does.
I want her to survive this movie.
She dies in blazes of glory, though, so there's that.
She really does.
But yeah, I love Michelle Rodriguez. I want to give her a role here.
Alrighty. So I guess we're to me on my Caverns and Chimera. So I'm going to do my Bard next. And, it still bothers me that Johnny Depp has had more singing roles than this actor. So I'm going to put Hugh Jackman as my Bard, just so we can have Hugh Jackman singing to us. Because he does have a lovely voice.
Hugh Jackman's a good choice. Yeah. Somebody who can actually sing.
He really can.
Oh, those high notes he hits in the circus movie.
The Greatest Showman.
Greatest Showman, yes. Oh, when Come Alive, when he goes to the high notes there, I'm like, yes, I need a cigarette now.
I still have never been a fan of that movie. I saw it once and was not impressed.
I don't know, maybe it's because the world is a fucking dumpster fire right now.
Truth.
A nice, brainless musical, which, yeah, is totally whitewashing. P.T. Barnum was an asshole. I realize that it is making him into a nice guy when he's not, but... Jesus, I just needed some singing and dancing and a good time.
See, you know what does that for me, though? My brainless musical? Mamma Mia.
There you go again.
Give me some... No, the second one is actual garbage, but the first one, I just want to listen to cheerful Swedes sing to me on a beautiful island in Greece and not have a care in the world beyond, like, oh no, this hotel is old. Like, that's it. That's all I need. And they're just so beautiful. Everyone is beautiful. Yeah, so that's my turn my brain off movie. For sure.
That's fair.
Makes me want to watch it again.
Chris, do you have it doesn't have to be a musical, although that would be keeping in the theme. Do you have a brainless movie to put yourself in a good mood?
It's a tough choice. Yeah, there's plenty of movies that I'll put on just to watch because I like them. Actually, The Last Samurai is really good. I love that movie. As historically inaccurate as it is, and as kind of campy as it is sometimes.
Is that the Tom Cruise movie?
Yeah.
Yes,
I haven't seen it.
where he saves or tries to save Japan.
Oh
So-
no!
So he is a quick recap of the movie The Last Samurai for those of you who have not seen it. Tom Cruise is a retired U.S. soldier who kind of has this PTSD from the massacre at Wounded Knee, I think is what it's called, like an actual historical event where they tried to take guns away from Native Americans and then ended up slaughtering a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
Real bad shit.
Yeah.
Weird dicks.
Historically, yeah, we are.
He finds out about a Japanese representative who's trying to hire American soldiers to train Japanese soldiers as they start to become more industrialized and all this stuff, kind of moving out of their feudal, medieval traditions and whatnot. So because it's a lot of money, he ends up going over there and trying to train his troops, but the samurai class has started to rebel because now they're being pushed out of power and their way of life is being threatened. So now there's a civil war between the industrialized Japan versus the old school samurai class and way of life.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets captured by these samurai after a battle, and he is held as a hostage in one of their villages, and he learns about their culture, falls in love with one of the women there, and kind of becomes a part of this samurai culture and ends up fighting with them against the enemy army. But because
So it's Dances with Wolves in Japan?
sort of, yeah.
All right.
It is somewhat problematic in the white savior sense, but it is an enjoyable movie.
But
Yeah, I haven't watched it, I think, since shortly after it came out. I remember watching it late one night on HBO or something.
it's one of those movies where I'm like, oh man, I've seen this a million times. I'm going to put it on before I go to bed, and I will stay up and watch the whole damn thing because I love it.
Nice. Those are cool.
Alrighty, so Renee, we're on you again.
Okay. Long silence while I think of things. I hate to typecast, but I kind of really want the best friend character to be Aquafina. Because I love her so much, and she played the perfect best friend in Crazy Rich Asians, and I just want to have her cheering me on for the rest of my life.
Oh
with
no,
that
that's
cool ass voice of hers. So
I can see her and Blake Lively tearing up the big city.
So yeah, best friend is Aquafina.
God, she was so hilarious in Crazy Rich Asians.
She's so great.
All right, Cris.
So I'm going to do The Scientist next. So I've been kind of thinking about it as we've been going on. Again, I don't know that many actors or actresses, but actresses.
Actresses is correct. You're all right.
I also cannot speak. Apparently, that's fine. But
It's okay. It's Saturday. We good. We cool.
But what I do know is voice actors, and I know some voice actors that I would love to see on the big screen sometime in live action roles. So I'm going to say my scientist is the ever amazing Matthew Mercer.
What has he done voice work on?
He has done voice work on a lot of things. Video games come to mind because that's what I do. He is McCree in Overwatch. The biggest thing that he's known for right now
isn't he?
is Critical Role. So you can kind of see him live acting out all sorts of different characters. But
Okay.
Nice.
I think he would do very well as a straight-laced scientist type person on the big screen.
Yeah, I like it. Some out-of-the-box thinking.
Pretty cool.
Okay, so my turn. Since I don't have like a best friend, I just kind of have hero, wizard, archer, bard, roguish sidekick, that sort of thing. I'm going to go with my roguish sidekick next. And I'm going to cast Kate McKinnon. This silence from y'all could mean anything.
I don't have... A face does not pop up with the name immediately.
Did you see the new Ghostbusters?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you seen the preview for the new Ghostbusters?
Not recently.
Oh, Renee, you're killing me, Smalls.
You picked at least. Yeah. Anyway, we'll
She's in Rough Night. She's on Saturday Night Live.
I think I get it.
The blonde one.
Yeah.
She is hilarious, and I think she would be
it.
really good at the sidekick
Wait,
kind
is
of
she
roguish
like the
character.
really bizarre one?
Yes.
I feel bad now. I was literally just watching her interviews on like SNL, or not on SNL, but on like late night shows on YouTube the other day, and I completely forgot that was her name.
Renee.
I know.
But yeah, this roguish sidekick, she can, add a whole bunch of humor to the role, and yeah, I think she'd be very good in a fantasy setting. I think that would give her some room to play around.
I'm into it. Let's see. I guess it's my turn now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
So, in this movie, is it like love interest 1 doesn't work out, love interest 2 doesn't work out, love interest 3 does work out, or then doesn't, and then she goes back to a different one?
This is kind of a freeform, so you get to decide which one is the one that she ultimately ends up with.
Oh, goodness.
Plot twist, she does end up with her boss.
Yes! I'd be okay with that. Anyway, I'm gonna cast one of the love interests.
1, 2, or 3?
One. As Oscar Isaac.
Ooh, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't decided if he's gonna be like awful and then she moves on to the next one, or if like something tragic happens and she finds out that he's like married, or like he just disappears off the face of the earth and she moves on and finds some other people and then they cycle back around and like, oh, but it's true love though. I haven't decided yet.
I do have some longer form ones that if I can pull out if you want to know how everything plays out.
I thought you said I was writing this story.
No. Whenever I was first doing my summaries for the movies, I went into a little too much detail, but I can bust that back out for you if you'd like to have a little bit more, or if you just want to see what happens with your cast. Like we could have some fun with it, whichever way you want to go about.
We'll see. I'm kind of interested to see how it stacks up compared to like what I'm talking about casting. I kind of like the idea of like she meets the first love interest early on and then like cycles back around to him, which is why I cast Oscar Isaac as number 1, because he's beautiful. Ugh.
He is.
And also has the capability of being hilariously terrible if I need him to be. So, there we go. Oscar Isaac is love interest number 1.
Alrighty. So, Cris?
Which means you guys can't have him.
That is true. We lost our chance for Oscar Isaac, Cris.
Yeah. So
Y'all sound so bummed.
when I'm thinking about action and comedy, and I see this character for a comic sidekick, in my mind, there's only one man that can fill the role, and that is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I knew it! I was about to be like, let me guess. Of course, he is like quintessential action comedy for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's right in his wheelhouse. Okay, I've decided now that I am going to bring out my full-length ones at the end of this.
Okay.
Because there's some funny shit going on with y'all's casting.
Oh, yeah. Just wait till we get to know it all.
Alright, so, The Lord of the Realm, one that the heroes are trying to save. I figure we need someone that just has an air of dignity about them, just like that instant, oh, this person is powerful and respected screen persona. So I'm going to go with Angela Lansbury.
Okay.
All right. I have respect for it.
She's in charge of everything. She's been captured, and she's not standing for that shit. So she'll be smarting off to the evil wizard played by Daniel Radcliffe, and I love the idea of the two of them arguing with each other.
Nice.
I like it.
Alrighty, so plot twist, y'all. We're going to cast other people's movies real quick.
Oh, jeez.
So, Cris, I have a random character highlighted. You are casting someone in Renee's movie.
Oh, man. So can I at least find out what is still available?
Yes, the still available roles are Love Interest 2 and 3, Tragedy's rival, and then another of her friends.
Oh, man, I've been put on the spot now all of a sudden.
Wahahaha.
Don't mess this up, Cris.
For a rom-com?
Yes.
Shit. Comedy, Kevin Hart. Fuck, I don't know.
Alrighty, so Kevin Hart is love interest number 3, Renee.
Hey.
Oh, boy. Yeah, we're definitely cycling back around to Oscar Isaac.
Alright, Renee. Pick a number between 1 and 4.
4.
Alrighty, now you are casting a character in my movie.
Yours is a fantasy. What are the parts that are available still?
Hero, wizard, archer, and the evil wizard's bodyguard.
I'm gonna cast the evil wizard's bodyguard and make him. Well, it's whoever, right?
It's randomly selected.
Dang. Okay, well, you might hate me for this, but I'm casting Kim Jong for you.
Ken Jong?
Kim Jong, yeah.
You actually had selected the evil wizard's bodyguard, so.
Oh, good. He can be the comic relief I was envisioning.
Wait, who?
He was the Asian guy in Hangover.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of blowing up right now. He's everywhere.
He's a funny
Alrighty.
guy.
So, Cris, for your movie, I am casting. Looks like the love interest is what I landed on.
Okay.
And Maggie Q's love interest is going to be Famke Janssen.
Wait, what?
Who? It sounds Swedish.
You know the original X-Men movies?
Yeah.
He says we're gonna have some lesbian romance up in here.
I mean, I'm
right.
fine with that.
She is the original Jean Grey.
Okay.
I probably mispronounced her last name. No, it's Janssen. Janssen.
Ooh. Alright. She's pretty.
She is.
Dang. I didn't know that was her name. That's pretty cool.
Hang on, I'm trying to... Wait, what was her name?
Famke.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, cool.
So that's your love interest for Maggie Q.
Sure.
Nice.
Alrighty, we're back to normal. So Renee.
Okay, I'm going to cast love interest number 2. And you kind of stole my thunder there, Nick. I was going to say plot twist. My character is bisexual. So love interest number 2 is going to be Aubrey Plaza.
Look at us being so progressive.
Nice. And you're doing the bisexual thing. We got the lesbian thing in Chris's, so we're good. We're good.
We cool. Yeah, so she has to now choose between Oscar Isaac, Kevin Hart, and Aubrey Plaza. Oh, why did it have to be Kevin Hart? Why? Oh, gosh.
I had to keep it exciting.
Listen, I'm sorry. It's put on the spot.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Alrighty, so, Cris, Day the Earth Went Boom, you got 3 roles left. Which one you casting?
Yeah, so I'm going to do the know-it-all next. Mostly because we brought it up earlier, or I brought it up earlier, but also because I think he plays... I envision this character as sort of like an older guy, like, I always knew this would happen, but nobody would listen to me, type character. John Malkovich.
Mm-hmm.
Also because I just love John Malkovich.
That's fair. Alrighty. Man, you got, I think, the most eclectic class, or the eclectic movie right now is yours, Cris.
It's fucking all over the place, and I love it.
It'll either bomb or it'll be freaking great. That's how this goes.
And again, once I give you the long form version, which includes which characters die, it's going to be even better.
Oh,
I feel like
man.
this is like the categories of movies.
It kind of is.
Alrighty, so we're on
Complete
me
with scat.
again.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to cast my wizard. And
I'm sorry, what spell level are you casting that out?
level 3.
Good choice, good choice.
Ugh, nerds.
I'm going to cast Counterspell at 4th level. I'm kidding.
And my wizard is going
I'm gonna
to
bounce
be...
that back to your hand for 2 blue. Thank you.
So did you just try to out-nerd us by going to the card game there, Renee?
I made a Magic the Gathering joke. I have no regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Anyway, sorry, please continue, Nick.
My wizard is going to be Ryan Felipe.
Okay.
All right. Again, the face does not immediately pop up into my brain.
Cruel Intentions.
Okay.
He was the guy in Cruel Intentions.
Ooh. Is it? Oh, okay, it is with a P.
He was also in I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Wow, he is so stereotypically like 2004.
I mean, he's still doing movies, and he, I'm going to say he's aged very well.
He still looks very stereotypically 2004 somehow.
That's okay, I can roll with that.
Yeah, he does. He's
That's
kind
fair.
of got like a boy, like
The boy band thing, yeah.
boy band after the boy band fell apart. Kind of look to him. Yeah.
Like an aging Nick Carter.
Yeah.
Y'all are so rude.
Still keeping good care, taking care of himself and looking good, but also just living off of royalties at this point.
Yeah. Clearly not doing much.
He was
else
in
with his
Secrets and Lies on TV. He's doing Shooter right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Okay.
still working. Y'all need to stop being mean to my pretend boyfriend. I don't appreciate it.
Stop being mean to my boyfriend, God!
We hope you're very happy together.
Jeez.
Alrighty, so Renee, you got the rival and the other friend.
And the best friend.
No, you cast Aquafina as the best friend.
Oh yeah, I did.
See,
Cool.
this is why I
forgot to write her down.
This is why I typed everything out, because I knew we would get ourselves confused with our random asides.
That's very true. Okay, so my rival. want to cast somebody. Ooh, what is her name? What is her name? I am going to cast for my rival, Jamila Jamil.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because she's just so lovely and so sweet and so perfect and so infuriating. And I love it. She's beautiful and she's awful. And Jamila Jamil is my rival for sure.
She's so beautiful too. I love her on The Good Place. She is hilarious.
Right? She's the most beautiful giraffe.
Alrighty, Cris.
Damn. I only have 2 left, and they're really hard to choose.
Your hero's X and your red shirt.
Yeah.
Spoiler, the red shirt does die.
So I'm sorry, is it the hero's X or the love interest X? Because you have it listed as love's X.
It's the love interest's X.
The love interest's X. Okay. I... This is a really hard choice.
No pressure.
Doon, 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 doon.
Hang on, I have to do some.
Also, thank you for the under pressure reference, Nick.
That's what I'm here for. That and color commentary.
I'm just gonna keep up the all over the place motif and go Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway?
Yeah,
nice.
Why not?
All right.
Why not?
I'm a little upset because I had planned on casting her.
My counterspell worked.
She was going to be my hero, so thanks.
There goes my hero.
So
where she goes, because she was stolen by Cris.
Yep. So I guess while I try to figure out who's going to replace her as my hero, I'll cast my archer, and I'm going to go with Emily Deschanel.
Emily Deschanel.
Emily Deschanel?
Yes, from Bones, not Zoe.
I'm okay with this.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Zoe bothers me.
Why does everyone hate Zoe suddenly?
'Cause I can't.
You literally can't even?
I can't even.
I can't odd.
She's just too precious. It makes me want to slap her.
Whoa. I'm sensing a lot of anger from you, and that's kind of my shtick, so...
No, you're the angry gay.
So you want to be the angry gal? That's like the same thing except for a single letter.
The angry gal.
Mad gal, obviously.
Mad gal disease?
I'm the...
Gross.
Wow.
That's rude.
I guess that makes me the...
You're rude.
The slightly perturbed dude bro.
The mildly offended
Yep.
human.
All right, Renee. Final cast?
Final cast.
Yeah, I have to cast the other friend.
And it has to be male.
I know. I was going to make it male anyway. Gah!
No, I'm just throwing that on you right now so that you have a perfectly even male-female cast.
It was already always going to be male.
No, this is a
police me?
This is a restriction.
Okay, so the other friend who is male. Just because I love him and I think he's beautiful and I want him to be in every movie forever for always, I'm gonna cast Adam Driver.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is going to be hilarious in a moment.
Because he makes my emo heart just so happy. Thank you, Star Wars Episode 8.
Oh, goodness. All right, Cris, if we're going to keep yours 50-50 male-female, you have to cast your red shirt as a guy.
Okay. That's what I was planning on doing, actually.
No, it's a restriction! Y'all keep trying to undermine me.
Trying?
Succeeding.
What if we had to... What?
I said succeeding.
Exactly. You're welcome.
Thanks.
just because this guy has been kind of on my mind recently because of the whole Oscars thing, and just I've seen him from time to time, and in the few things I've seen him in, I've really enjoyed him in. Unfortunately, he's going to die in this this one, but I'm gonna go with Rami Malek. I think that's how you say his name.
Right.
That's his atonement for winning Best Actor for that piece of shit movie.
Okay, just because you didn't like the movie and because it was not written well doesn't mean he wasn't a good actor.
You know what? I don't see them giving drag queens Best Actor for their amazing lip sync skills, so I don't think he needs to be getting Best Actor for amazing lip sync skills.
You know that is not all there is to do to play a person who sings.
I mean, that's all he had to do for Bohemian Rhapsody.
Did he sing literally every line in all the movie forever?
He talked a little bit, but you couldn't really tell because of the shitty editing.
Ooh, the shade. Such shade.
Guys, I kind of want us to do a hate watch, or for me it'd be a hate watch, but us all three watch the movie and then talk about it, just so I can go frame by frame, ripping that movie to shreds. Because I
don't
hate
think we have enough time.
If we're gonna go frame by
take,
frame,
8 hours
for a feature-length film, that's gonna be an all-day affair.
It might not be frame by frame, but there will be quite a bit of bitching on my part. I'll be quite honest. Random aside, they announced that Bohemian Rhapsody was being released in China, but it was going to be cutting the queer content out. And literally everyone on Twitter...
That's China for you, unfortunately.
Well, no, this I agree with this sentiment. Everyone on Twitter is like, okay, so that's what, 3 minutes?
Fair. Which that part definitely bothers me because Freddie Mercury's a gay icon.
Yeah, and some people be like, oh no, he's bisexual. No, he's fucking not. He is gay.
He's a gay icon, and he's an icon who's gay. Come on.
Just because he was married to a woman, a lot of gay guys did that because, they really did. It was the 70s and...
Because hate crimes exist.
Yeah. Still exist. But yeah.
I didn't say they existed. I said they exist.
Mm-hmm. So, that movie is just fucking terrible. That's going to be a thing with every single one of these podcasts is I'm going to find a way to bring up Bohemian Rhapsody and how much I hate it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, crap.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
Alright, so my hero for Caverns and Chimera is going to be Mila Kunis.
Alright.
Okay.
I can see
she's
her...
a sarcastic hero.
I can see her kicking ass and taking names.
Being all spicy. I'm into it. I love her.
She's good. She's great.
She's my favorite part of Jupiter Ascending, or one of my favorite parts. That movie had such potential.
I'm trying to remember the last movie that I actually watched that had Mila Kunis in it. Hang on.
Mila Kunis?
Yeah.
If going by box office, it'd probably be either Ted or Black Swan.
I guarantee you it's not either of those.
Was it Jupiter Ascending?
No. Hang on. Wasn't she...
Fine.
Let's see. The Spy Who Dumped Me?
She was in that Wizard of Oz movie. Oz
the Great and Powerful. That movie was terrible.
With what's his name as
James
Oz.
Franco.
James Franco, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I like James Franco, but he in that movie pisses me off. He has this like cheesy shit-eating grin that he does as this character, and I'm like, I hate you. I hate you so much right now.
As long
so
as
much,
we're talking about
smug smile.
about hate watching a movie, Oz the Great and Powerful is kind of like Eyesore in Wonderland. Excuse me, Alice in Wonderland by Tim Burton.
Yeah.
That I fucking hate. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
And I love
That's
James
fair.
Franco too.
I'm trying to remember a movie that I full on just hated. Oh yeah, The Nutcracker in the Four Realms.
Oh,
That shit was garbage, and I don't know why I let myself get so excited for it. I think I was just in a very Christmas kind of mood.
and didn't I like
was
say
very feeling
beforehand?
the Tchaikovsky.
Like I'd warned beforehand that it had a messy production.
You did, and I was like, maybe it'll still be good though. I have faith.
Yeah, that's
Oof,
the problem
bitch.
with hope.
Nope. I was like angry sighing through the whole thing. It was a mess.
Alrighty.
Just like, ugh, this movie sucks.
I've pulled up my long form for each of these movies. But before I go into that, Renee, how do you see your movie playing out?
So like Tragedy moves to the big city and she's like doing her job thing, but she's lonely and she wants to find love. So she starts dating around and she meets Oscar Isaac and they hit it off, but plot twist, he's engaged. Cool. She's like, you suck, I'm out. And then she meets Aubrey Plaza at like a party and they're hitting it off and there's like low key like ooh, but she's like, you know, Aubrey Plaza, so she's kind of crazy. So she gets like weird psycho girlfriend vibes and is not into it. And then she gets really drunk and has a one-night stand with Kevin Hart. I don't know why. I don't like Kevin Hart, so I'm not going to spend
That's
a whole
why
lot
it's
of
just
time
a one night
him.
stand, so you just can get rid of him real quickly.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Oscar Isaac was engaged to Miss Rival Face, who was Jamila Jamil, which is why she sucks, because they're like perfect together and like too beautiful, and it's not fair. So Aquafina's all trying to build her up, and trying to introduce her to some people, and her boss is just like a jerk, so he's adding extra stress on the job, so that's like when all the things fall apart. And my other friend was whom again?
Adam Driver.
I didn't write it down. Adam Driver. Okay, yeah. So the other friend, she's been friends with him for like a million years. They like grew up together. And I'm changing my plot here. This crucial point. So she's like been dating in the city and it's been going garbage, but it turns out that Adam Driver has been her true love all along. And they are happily forever after.
There you go.
Okay. Chris, how do you see your movie playing out?
Oh man. In a world where volcanoes exist, just like our own. How about that? No, yeah, so all of the volcanoes along the Ring of Fire like simultaneously erupt. And of course, because humanity is really bad about this sort of thing, we just lose our shit. And earthquakes and volcanoes erupting, and California slowly being ripped from the main continental United States, and all this, you know,
giant steam clouds blackening out the sky.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
In this chaos, our hero Maggie Q and her best friend Michelle Rodriguez have to get a team together to stop whatever is causing these volcanoes to erupt. They find out that this evil scientist named Matthew Mercer is the one causing all of this somehow, some way, with some fancy mumbo-jumbo, and they must band together to fight. Along the way, Maggie Q meets up with Famke Janssen, with whatever the fuck her name is. Her.
That pronunciation was beautiful, Chris.
Yep.
I'm here for it.
Yep, that person. and her ex, Anne Hathaway, they're all part of this specialist team put together to shut this thing down. And Rami Malek is also there as like the new guy, the plucky new guy who unfortunately doesn't make it through the movie.
Rip.
Meanwhile, John Malkovich is going around being like, I told everybody this would happen. I knew this guy was bad, but nobody wanted to listen to me. I'm John Malkovich. And
with that, he has such the weirdest way of talking. I don't understand.
So, fun fact about that, he was actually mute for a good portion of his life. So, when he finally regained his ability to speak, the reason why he speaks the way he does is because he has been speaking all his life, so he has to really enunciate his words for them to come out properly. Kind of a cool thing. Anyway.
That is cool.
Along the way, Maggie Q and that one get together, and they stop. Yeah.
They save the day.
And then they win.
Alrighty, so.
And then the world goes boom.
The long-form version of Tragedy, a comedy, starring Blake Lively, Oscar Isaac, Awkwafina, and Adam Driver. Because those are the biggest names.
Yes.
I'm assuming because you hate Kevin Hart, you would deny him top billing.
Nope, he gets to be in my movie only if he accepts that his name is not going on the poster.
He does not get billing at all.
Nope.
He's in the credits. That's about it.
He's in the credits. He's like last billed.
So Tragedy moves.
I don't know why I dislike him so much.
I'm sure there's a justifiable reason or two. Maybe
I
three.
just don't find him funny.
I don't know. He cracked my shit up in Welcome to the Jungle. Jumanji 2.
Oh, I never saw that.
I think you would appreciate it. He blows up at one point.
Nice.
So, Tragedy moves to the big city for a new job working under Christopher Walken. She quickly becomes friends with her co-workers, played by Awkwafina and Adam Driver. And she does a good job, and she's in line for a promotion, but she has to compete with her rival in the office, played by Jamila Jamil. While she is trying to get this promotion, she is also dating. She meets Oscar Isaac, her first love interest, through a dating app. But after several dates, she realizes that he is full of himself. He has never asked about her. He has never shown any interest. He just talks about his day and then tries to sleep with her.
Great.
Also, constant dick pics. She's tired of it. Soon after, she goes to a singles night, ends up hanging out with what turns out to be her second love interest, played by Aubrey Plaza. They hit it off and date for a bit, but just decide that they don't really connect that well. It's a fairly amicable separation. They remain friends. So on the advice of Awkwafina, she decides to just have a one-night stand to get the stress out of her life. So this is actually canon. Good job, Renee. And that's how she hooks up with Kevin Hart. It's definitely a regrets in the morning type thing. After getting some sage advice from her boss, she realizes that she actually has been in love with her other friend the entire time and ends up getting with Adam Driver.
Look at me go.
Nice job.
You ruined it!
I didn't ruin it. I called it.
Alright, so the day the Earth went boom. While working in an office in Los Angeles, Maggie Q, our intrepid hero, is rocked by a series of earthquakes and discovers on the news, delivered by scientist Matthew Mercer, that the Ring of Fire is overactive and there are going to be earthquakes and volcanoes erupting everywhere. And the sheer force of the earthquakes is actually going to be affecting other tectonic plates, meaning worldwide calamity.
Well, at least I got that part right.
Calamity.
So she tries to get to a safe zone with her love interest. When she goes to pick up the love interest, though, that she finds out that the ex is there trying to reconcile. So that's awkward, but they're all traveling together. Along the way, they pick up the hero's best friend. They are joined by a couple of other people also trying to escape. That would be our know-it-all, played by John Malkovich, and our comic sidekick, played by Dwayne Johnson, and our red shirt, played by Rami Malek. As they are leaving the city, they are hit by a massive earthquake, which unfortunately kills our red shirt.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Poor Rami.
They're able to escape into Nevada. However, due to tectonic shifts, they have to deal with the volcano in Nevada also, so that's fucking their shit up. Unfortunately, the hero's best friend sacrifices themselves. So Michelle Rodriguez dies in to save everyone else. And just when they think they are safe, the comic sidekick also bites the dust, so The Rock is dead.
That doesn't happen very often.
Right?
They continue to make their way to the more central, safer parts of the United States. Along the way, they come across a group panicking, trying to get supplies from a random grocery store, and our know-it-all, after warning them that how stupid it is to stop and try to get supplies, dies during the run to try and get supplies. The scientist, meanwhile,
there's death everywhere.
Thinks it's there's quite a bit. Has figured out that the safest zone to be in is Oklahoma, because nothing happens in Oklahoma because it sucks so much.
Tornadoes. Hello.
You're not going to have earthquakes in Oklahoma during this catastrophe. The Earth's going boom. It's not getting windy.
Fair enough.
So the hero, the love interest, and the love's ex all actually make it to Oklahoma. They all get to survive. The hero and love interest sail off into the sunset. It's not really sail because they're in Oklahoma. And the love's ex makes peace. They cordially resolve their differences, and she actually gets to live. So you killed Michelle Rodriguez, The Rock, John Malkovich, and Rami Malek.
Dang.
Nice. I'm
So
not sure how well this movie would do, if I'm being honest.
Caverns and Chimera. Our intrepid hero, the warrior, played by Mila Kunis, and her roguish sidekick, played by Kate McKinnon, are hired to save the Lord of the Realm, played by Angela Lansbury, from the evil wizard, played by Daniel Radcliffe. Along the way, they pick up a wizard, an archer, and a bard to assist them as they fight both the wizard and his head bodyguard, played by Kim Jong.
You're welcome for that, by the way.
They do. The band of five ends up running into the wizard's bodyguard and manage to defeat him, but not before he kills the archer. So Emily Deschanel dies in my movie.
Rip.
Sad day.
However, the rest of the crew makes it to the evil wizard, and they manage to defeat him and free the Lord of the Realm and bring peace to their fantasy realm.
They freed Mrs. Potts.
Hooray!
Nice. All right.
Not bad.
I really thought
Pretty happy endings in there.
once I saw that me and Chris had ones where people died of just randomly killing someone in yours, Renee.
Well, I thought about having one of my love interests fail because the person died. So
I didn't want it to be forced. So
I mean, if it's tragedy, the romantic comedy.
That's just her name.
That is so bizarre.
Really, it was so I could do the tragedy a comedy title. I sometimes
That's
force
fair.
these things.
Well, that's all I could think of was in the very beginning when she's in the trailer, she's like, "Hi, my name's Tragedy."
And sometimes my life lives up to its namesake. My namesake.
At least My dating life does.
I mean, really, if anything is a tragedy, it's my movie where
everybody
half the
dies.
cast dies.
Good times.
God damn it, Michelle Rodriguez. You died again. You did it again.
You tried. You tried so hard.
You're this
it got
close.
so far.
You're this close to becoming female Sean Bean.
I think she already is.
Kind of already is.
Like, let's go to her IMDb page. She was in Alita Battle Angel.
Was she?
What?
I haven't seen that movie yet.
She did the voice of the one that trains Alita in the past.
Mm.
So I guess
she didn't play the one that trains Alita, because that was a whole different person.
I don't know. It just says Gelda uncredited, and that was the character. So hey.
Well, all right then.
She's in Widows, and I'm willing to bet she dies in that.
She definitely died in Alita.
Fate of the Furious. Didn't she die but come back or something on that?
Well, I mean,
I haven't seen any of those movies.
She definitely died and came back in the Resident Evil series.
Yeah, do you see Resident Evil here? Battle Los Angeles. I'm willing to bet she dies in that. She did die when she was on Lost. She dies in Avatar.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She dies in Blood Rain, I believe. I don't know about SWAT, but she definitely dies in Resident Evil. So yeah, she's Sean Bean at this point. What would have been really great is if you had cast her as the best friend and Sean Bean as the comic sidekick.
Like everybody who's going to die, like, is somebody who is infamous for dying.
That's great.
All right, so Renee, out of our three casts, which one gets your vote for the best?
Mine? Duh. Because it has Adam Driver and Oscar Isaac in it. Duh. And Awkwafina and Aubrey Plaza.
What about you, Cris? Which one would you vote for the best cast?
Nick, you get second place to mine because of Kate McKinnon. So there's that.
Who you didn't even remember.
I did eventually. And I remembered I love her, so, there.
I'd have to say, yeah, probably yours, Nick. I should have just said probably yours. I just left it for you two to figure it out.
Honestly, my favorite is yours, Cris. I really like the. We went for some lesbianism there.
Yeah.
We have some on point casting. Actually, I think all of us did pretty good jobs. Renee, you have a interesting and very you got like Oscar Isaac, you got Jamila Jamil, Awkwafina, Aubrey Plaza, Kevin Hart. It's like it's rom-coms.
Diverse.
Rom-coms tend to be so not diverse.
So white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you do a good job. You did a good job. We all did a good job.
I would watch my movie for sure.
I would watch all three of these movies.
I don't know. I don't really know if I'd watch mine, just because it's the kind of movie that I'm not all that interested in.
Right.
Like,
you don't like disaster movies?
Yeah, I'm not big into disaster movies.
I feel like the last disaster movie I really loved was Twister.
Twister.
I don't even really like Twister.
Oh, come on!
I know, man. I don't like.
It has Philip Seymour Hoffman in it.
That's more of a knock against
wonderful.
it.
Hey, no, sir. He is one of the best parts of that movie. He is a joy, and I will not have you besmirch his name.
Besmirch. What a word. What a good word.
Right?
It is a great word. No, Philip Seymour Hoffman, to me, he always rode the line between hammy acting and good acting. And he didn't always go into hammy, but in Twister, I feel like he did kind of.
He went full ham, and that's why I love him. He was a ham and a half. I miss him.
Positively Porky.
I just realized, like, 2 of the main cast of that, Philip Seymour Hoffman and Bill Paxton, are dead.
Wait. Bill Paxton's dead?
Yes.
What?
Rip.
What?
How did you not know this? He died
I don't
in
know.
2017.
What?
Yep, sure did.
He did. That makes me so sad.
There was a trivia round about, it was like nothing but clips of his movies in remembrance.
That's so sad. Oh yeah, he had a blood clot through a stroke. Dang, that's a bummer.
Oh, Kevin
great.
Bacon. I should have used him in some way. Just because.
I'm a little surprised I didn't use James Franco, to be honest, or Riz Ahmed.
Riz Ahmed is cool.
He's so beautiful too.
If we do this again, I'm probably gonna cast George Watsky in something because he is technically an actor. He has been in a movie.
I'm going to make sure that he ends up in a role that dies.
Hey! That's rude.
I might have to do some quick editing of my long form, but damn it.
You're like, yeah, oh yeah, sure. That's who you're casting it as? Click,
That's
click,
your
click,
hero.
click, click,
Hero
click.
dies in this one, sorry.
Rude.
Downer ending, my bad.
I thought we were friends.
Friends help friends when they make poor decisions.
Hey! I resent this very much. George Watsky is never a poor decision.
I honestly don't know enough about him to really have an opinion. I just like giving you hell.
Exactly, so shut your trap.
Never. Alrighty.
Alright, so
we got our movies cast. That was pretty fun.
that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I will admit.
Interesting.
Alrighty, well,
Long silence.
Yeah.
long silence as we contemplate the beauty of our movies.
Long silence as I contemplate the beauty of Adam Driver.
Long silence as I contemplate the box office flop that I think.
Oh no.
No.
Maybe it's an unexpected hit.
Maybe it'll be a cult classic. I could see that.
Maybe.
No, in the 70s they had like the Towering Inferno and the Poseidon Adventure, those all-star cast disaster movies. Maybe this is like one of those, and so it's like the events movie of the summer, and it makes like 50 million its opening weekend. And
Maybe it's Armageddon 2.
Don't wanna close my eyes. That's all I think about when I.
But there's so much so I can't really see anyway.
Maybe we should have got Bruce Willis then. Bruce Willis and John Malkovich work well together, I think. Anyway,
I think they would.
Probably.
Have you ever seen the movie Red? Those Red and Red 2?
I have not.
Mm-hmm.
So, essentially, it's older action movie stars in a movie about them being old but still like complete badasses, and they're running away from the government or some shit. It's really good. You should definitely watch it. It's
So
got,
is it like
let's see,
Expendables the Squeakquel?
not really. Hang on.
Fair enough.
Let me see if I can pull up the cast list. So you've got Mary Louise Parker, who is the love interest. Bruce Willis is the main hero.
The scowling hero.
Yeah. So he is like this secret agent type dude, the special forces guy that worked for the U.S. government for a very long time. Now he's gone into retirement, and he's falling in love with this girl who he keeps talking to. She works at like one of the VA places, so he's talking to her about like benefits and stuff, and he's saying like, "Oh yeah, my check didn't come in." She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll get that to you." And like they talk a lot on the phone. And then he just shows up at her house one day.
No, thank you.
And it is like slightly creepy at first, but then the government is after him, so he like takes her with him. And
I'm not on board with
they're
this.
like on this adventure of like he's running away from the American government, but since he's retired, like the people who have come after him are like totally inept and not even near his level. So he does stuff like these guys show up to his house and just from the outside just start blasting into it and just like totally tear the thing apart. And he like he takes like a battery or something and he puts it on a frying pan and turns it on, and then he like turns on the gas for the oven and leaves it open, so like when the battery explodes it just explodes the entire house, but by then he's long gone.
All right, then.
It's fucking crazy. The movie is so campy. It's great.
There's definitely some camp, for sure.
Helen Mirren's in it. John Malkovich is in it. Brian Cox. Morgan Freeman is in it, even.
Yeah, it's kind of got a eclectic cast.
Carl Urban is in it, which I love Carl Urban. I do
too, and
things.
you know, I probably should have put him in a big role in mine because he does not get enough work.
It's true.
Are we really going to hold Doom against him
me?
This long?
Is it just me, or did he do a better job in Dredd than, like, is he I feel like he is the reason that I think that Dredd is a better movie than Judge Dredd.
I don't think Judge Dredd is a good movie. I haven't seen Dredd.
You should. It's Carl Urban being Carl Urban, and it's great. If you ever wanted to know what it looks like from the sidewalk's perspective for somebody to fall off a building and break their head open like a watermelon,
I don't need to see
then
that.
You need to watch Dredd. Oh, it's so good. And like the gore is like bright pink for some reason. So it's like very obviously like not real. So, which is pretty much the only reason I can watch it. Because I am a wuss and a half.
Oh, and that's why I look forward to dragging you to see Us when it comes out.
Nope.
You know you want to see it.
No, I don't. Big old nope. Hashtag nope.
You're not going to trust me for like the next 2 months because I'm going to be like, let's go see a movie. Oh, what are we seeing? This other movie? Surprise, it's Us.
No, I'll just insist on buying all of my own tickets so you can't friggin' pull a switcheroo.
Now I'll be like, well, we're already in the theater. You need to come in.
No. I don't do horror.
We
know this.
You enjoyed Hereditary.
Yeah, the one time.
Once
and it was
enough,
I still stumbled out of the theater like scarred for life.
Yeah, that movie was a fucking trip.
It was a trip, and I was like having an existential crisis like halfway through the movie. Like, I didn't sign up for this. What is life? Why is everything terrible? I just want to go home.
That's how you know it's a good horror film.
And I like came out of it like numb and like eyes huge and wandering. It was rough.
And I can tell you,
it took me a couple of days to decide I liked the movie.
I feel like Us is going to be more along that line than like a slasher film or some other type of horror film.
I don't know if I could handle it again. It might break me.
No, it doesn't kill you, makes you stronger, Renee.
Sure. That's what we'll say. Totally.
We can roll with it.
So I put in the chat a clip of Red 2, the sequel.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to kind of see, like, what that's about. Don't take it too seriously. It's a great movie.
I believe it. As I recall, those did pretty well.
Yeah.
They did all right.
So, I ain't mad at it.
We've talked before about, like, watching, like, hate watching a movie.
That was mostly me, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know why people want to hate watch anything.
I think
just making yourself mad. Why can't we all just get along? Sorry.
I think we should also watch a movie strictly because we all enjoy it and love it and know we're going to enjoy and love it. I think we should watch Clue.
Oh, that would be so fun. Especially
I love that movie.
because they're doing a remake of it. Starring Ryan Reynolds. He's producing it.
Why? There is no replacing freaking Tim Curry, man.
I mean,
why do people do this to me?
There's no replacing. There's no replacing. You're absolutely right about that.
Like, Melissa McCarthy is Miss Peacock. Blake Lively is Mrs. White.
I'm getting a little bit tired of Melissa McCarthy lately, too.
We're not friends anymore.
But that's me. Hey, I loved her in Gilmore Girls.
You know what?
Like a lot.
I am. I would love to watch a remake of Clue by Ryan Reynolds. I think it would turn out okay.
Actually,
I'm sure it'll be fine. I just would really love for people to stop remaking things with my favorite actors in them. Damn it.
I mean, it's gonna be a come down to writing, because it was so well written, and like even the ad lib parts by the actors themselves were
Tim Curry.
Yes, Tim Curry.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So the guys writing it are the same ones that worked on Deadpool.
I'm fine with that.
Yay.
I'm fine with
and
that.
It's directed by Gore Verbinski, who directed the Pirates of the Caribbean movies and the Lone Ranger.
Okay. He did good on the first one.
And it's going to be a worldwide mystery action adventure that could set up a franchise, because...
God damn it.
Why can't we make movies?
It's not really a remake then.
Yeah!
It's more of a reboot.
Why do they keep doing this? Not everything needs to be a franchise.
Exactly.
For the love of Pete.
Yeah.
I'm no longer on board.
Yeah.
I was kind of halfway, edging toward... Nope.
I was hopeful, and now my hopes have been crushed. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.
You know what? That's hope is meant to die.
Wow.
Anyway, we're getting close to about an hour and a half here. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, let's. We finished casting. We're just kind of shooting the shit at this point. So
just fucking around.
Thank you for listening to our ramblings. Let us know how you would cast any of these movies. I think that would be an interesting conversation.
Yeah,
I am Nick of the Angry Gay.
I'm Renee, the gal in this operation.
And I'm Cris, or Topher. I am the guy/dude bro.
Friendly neighborhood dude bro.
Your friendly neighborhood dude bro.
Thank you for listening to us.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Peace.